Hi, this is Renato and welcome to my channel. Today's video, or this video, is going to be about how you can integrate to Hungary. And the first thing I want to tell you about this, in this topic is that it is simple. It is not difficult, and it will take very little effort, very little time for you to do what I'm going to explain you in this video. Before we go to the content of the video, I want to tell you that, well, I'm not going to go into the, lot of details about why integration is important. In fact, if you're watching this video, most probably you know how important is integration. But just let's mention the purpose. The purpose of integration is for you to get along with Hungarians better. The environments that you will feel that are more important are the relationship with your neighbors, and also the relationship with your colleagues. So integrating will help you mainly in these two environments. And so as I said, it's simple. It's not so difficult. It's not so much time to do what I'm going to explain you. Second, try to make it genuine. If you don't come across as genuine and you maybe a little bit of, you do a little bit of exaggeration, some people might feel it, and so the integration might be counterproductive. So try to make it genuine. Look for a way so that you can make it genuine. And the third thing I want to tell you before I start with the ways you can integrate is that because you integrate a little bit into Hungary and you learn about their culture, that doesn't mean that you will lose your own culture. You will not stop being from the country you are because you integrate into Hungary. In fact, in my case, I feel quite the opposite. I feel more Panamanian since I live here, because while I am learning about Hungary, while I learned about Hungary, I also got interested in my own culture. So I started learning more about my own culture when learning about Hungarian culture. So don't be afraid of losing your cultural identity. It will not happen. If you stay a lot here, you might become bicultural or bicultural, but you will not lose your identity. Yeah. So let's go to the 3 ways that you can use to integrate into Hungary. The first one, and many people feel that is the most difficult one, but it's most probably the easiest, is learning a little bit of the language. You don't even need to learn basic level of Hungarian. It is a difficult language, but you can learn 5 words, and 5 words will be more than enough to get Hungarians to give you a smile because you're trying. That's it. It's very simple. Some people think that they need to learn advanced level of Hungarian to be able to get along better with Hungarians. It's not like that. Whenever I say only 1 word in Hungarian, if the Hungarian know that I'm foreigner, they are already fascinated. They are already loving you. So try to learn only 5 words. Only 5, not more than that. Yeah, that's the first way to integrate into Hungary. The second is learning a little bit about the history and the culture. You can learn food, for example. Just taste the Hungarian food. If you like desserts, try 3 or 4 desserts. Flotni, zserbo, Turorudi. You can try the famous chimney cake. You can try dobos torta, for example. So if you don't like desserts and you like better meat, you can try the guyash soup, or try chicken paprika, any of that. You just look for some, Hungarian food and go and taste it. And then whenever you're with Hungarians, then you might end up talking about food, and they will like that you tasted their food. Another thing that you can learn about the culture is, I don't know, maybe sports, or learn about Puskás Ferenc, learn about music. They're musicians also. That's also a good way to get a little bit into the culture. That's the way I started learning Hungarian, for example, with a very famous Hungarian band. And also you can learn some history, a little bit, just a little bit. For example, you can learn what happened in the 3 most important national days in Hungary. And I tell you which are those. These are historical dates, and all these historical dates are national days here in Hungary. The first one is the 15th of March, and that is to celebrate a revolution against the Austrian Empire. So just read a little bit about that day and why they celebrate with the National Day. The second, you can read a little bit about the 20th of August, when they celebrate the life of Saint Stephen, who is the first king of Hungary. They celebrate all day long on the 20th of August. There are fireworks at night, and I will not go into details because just read a little bit about the 20th of August. And the third day that is important, it's a national day, is the 23rd of October. And that is to celebrate the uprising against the government and against the Soviets at that time in 1956. Learn also about that day just a little bit. Yeah? You don't need to become a historian. It takes a little bit of effort only. So, all in all, learn a little bit about history, and also about Hungarian culture, traditions, and learn about other cities apart from Budapest, and so on. And the third way you can integrate, or you will integrate, is social norms. These are of high importance, I would say. And so, in case you have not come across with the phrase social norms, these are rules, society's rules, but they're not written anywhere. So, not even Hungarians realize about these rules many times. And this is not talking only about Hungarians. This is, in every country, many people, they're not 100% aware of their own social norms. So the number one social norm in Hungary is silence. And this is, it depends on where you're from. So for me, I'm from Panama. In my country, people are very loud, and this is maybe true for all of Latin America. We are very loud. And actually, when I arrived to Hungary, I felt that everybody was whispering. It was very strange for me. And even now, sometimes I'm speaking in Spanish with my family over the phone, in the streets, and when I'm speaking in Spanish, I use the volume that we use in Latin America. So I automatically speak very loud if I'm speaking in Spanish language, and Hungarians, they look at me like, can you please lower your tone of voice a little bit? If I'm speaking in Hungarian, then I speak a little bit, with a lower volume. So that's automatic. I don't realize. But again, silence. It's the number one social norm in Hungary. Even if you go to some of the thermal baths, you will see written on top of the doors of some of the thermal bath that silence cures. So they always motivate you to be silent. But this is everywhere. This is not only on the thermal bath. Even in the street, not, they don't like people shouting or very loud. They don't like, within a building. If you live most probably if you live in Budapest, you will live in an apartment, in a flat, and they will not like if you play loud music. So don't play loud music. Don't play an electric guitar after 6 o'clock in the evening. Even during the day, if you do it too much, your neighbor might not be as happy. So, I will make a couple of videos about those specific topics, the language, the history, and also the social norms, to go more into the details. But all in all, learn 5 words of the language. So 5 words is not difficult. If you want to learn advanced level of Hungarian, it's going to be difficult, but 5 words is not difficult. Second, learn about the history and the culture of Hungarians. And third, learn a little bit about the social norms. And with that, I close this video officially. I hope it's going to be of help. Whatever your experience is, write it on the comments section, and see you in the next one.